I'm going to be taking this mystery deck to a tournament. The catch? I have no idea what's actually in this deck box. Welcome to Netdecked.
Aye. Subscribe.
Alright fellas, let's have a quick rundown of the rules. So each episode I'm given a mystery deck to take to locals. I have to play the exact list that I'm given unless there's space for like non-engine and side deck, we can put those together, but basically I'm not allowed to modify any of the engine pieces. Second, we have to try and learn the deck from scratch. So no online resources, no 10-minute testings, we have to figure out everything, including the combo lines myself, through just reading the cards and playing a bit of solitaire. Third, we have to take the deck to locals with no prior experience. We're not allowed to practice beforehand on Master Duel or any online simulators. We're just raw dogging it to truly test our skills as a duelist. At the end of each episode, we'll grade the deck in 3 categories: how intuitive it is to learn, how good it is in practice, and finally, how based it is. We'll have a little tier list ongoing as well, but yeah, all that being said, let's get into our first deck of the series, courtesy of our friend Cami, and see what we're going to be playing today. Well, I suppose it's time to see what we're going to be playing today. I have locals in literally 4 hours, so I really hope it's something I'm somewhat familiar with, so we're able to actually play it properly. I did ask Cami if he had any tips in advance that we should know when playing the deck, and he said, get good. So I guess let's do our mystery deck profile. I have no idea what to expect, man. Okay, right off the bat, we have Cybernetic Overflow. Yo, are we playing Cyber Dragons? Is it going to be K9 Cyber Dragons, or is it actually going to be like pure second Cyber Dragons? Extra deck. Whew, okay, let's do our deck profile here. I am so happy, dude. I'm so happy we're playing Cyber Dragons. This takes me way back, bro. All right, so we have 1 Cyber Dragon, just 1 Cyber Dragon, 3 Cyber Dragon Core, 1 Cyber Dragon Hertz. Oh, we got Cyber Darks. Okay, dude, I do not remember any of the new kind of Cyber Dragon lines, but we'll figure it out. We got 1 Chimera, 1 Worm, 3 Claw. This is like the Searcher. It is K9 Cyber Dragons, bro. Okay, we have triple Izuna, 1 Lupus. Oh, we're playing Noroi. We're playing the new Noroi. 3 Jokel, of course. We have 1 Lantern, Regulus in here as well. Infinitrack Crab Crane. Bro, okay. This is gonna require some figuring out. We got 1 Disablaster, and then I imagine this is... Oh, okay, it's just all monsters first. For hand traps, we're playing 3 Ash. Come on, man, no Fuwa or anything like that. We're just giving Ash, man. Triple Cyber Emergency, of course, consistency. We got triple Cyber Dark Realm. We're playing the Power Bond. Yo, I love that. Cyberload Fusion, we got a case for K9. Forced Release, we have 1 Clockwork Knight. I assume we searched this off of the Link 1. Triple Forbidden Droplet in the main, and triple Imperm. So is this a going first or a going second deck? Surely it's going first, right? Cybernetic Overflow, I imagine, is for the side deck for going first, so maybe it is playing second. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Okay, so K9 Cyber Dragons. I don't know any of the combo lines, but I can roughly piece together how they're kind of bridging and things like that, just from my knowledge of the cards individually and some like potential rank 5s like Infinitrack River Stormer. So we might actually have a good shot at playing with this deck relatively well. Getting into our extra deck here, we have 1 copy of Chaos Angel, 1 Fortress Dragon, of course. We got the Masquerena, the SP Little Knight, 1 Werewolf. We're playing 1 Valon, Rampage Dragon, and a Mega Fleet Dragon. Oh, 2 Rampage Dragon actually, plus the Mega Fleet. We got the Clockwork Knight, of course, Clayfort Genius, King Kiri. Oh, dude, people are using this to Magellan Lock. I don't think we're doing that in here. We got the Infinity, the Nova, and the Ripper. So I'm noticing there's no Infinitrack rank 5. So that immediately confuses me a little bit. I don't know how we're bridging the engines. I don't know how we're getting to Regulus either. I thought it was searchable. Maybe we search it with Genius, right? I don't know, dude. We're gonna have to sit in solitaire for a couple of hours and figure it out. I thought it was a bit much getting people to give me a side deck as well. I assume this is for the side deck though. This is for when we want to go first. Dude, okay, K9 Cyber Dragon. This is gonna be a lot of fun, man. I love Cyber Dragon so much. But no Cyber End Dragon? Despicable, man. Despicable. Okay, so to make things easier, I have divided the deck out into all its different counterparts. We got the Cyber Darks, the Cyber Dragons, the K9s, and the random bits and pieces alongside the non-engine here. I'm trying to figure out the combos just by looking at this. It is making it a lot easier. Initially, I wasn't quite sure how we were searching Regulus or, you know, like Crab Crane, but I figure because we're playing the Clockwork Knight, maybe we search it and then discard it to then banish it to add a Earth Machine, which is either Regulus or Crab Crane. Crab Crane might just be like a level 5 if we need it to extend with the canine stuff. This also gets us to the Regulus. And then most of the extra deck is pretty self-explanatory, but I believe these 3 cards are kind of leading to a combo line that I'm not quite sure yet. Maybe we like normal summon Core, search for Realm, link into Clockwork Knight, search this Clockwork Knight, and then maybe like search Chimera, normal summon Chimera, search Power Bond, discard Clockwork Knight for Chimera, and then we can banish this to search one of these. Maybe we then go into like Clearfort Genius, and then if we have like a canine in hand like Jockle, we can trigger the Genius to search another. I don't know, I feel like I'm getting somewhere, but I don't know for sure if there's any like 1-card combos or whatever, but we still have time. I got a couple of hours to sit in solitaire and figure things out, but we're getting somewhere, man. Okay, so after about an hour of playing around with the deck, I think I've figured out the 1-card combo for Cyber Dragon Core, but I can't figure out what exactly you're supposed to do when you only open the Cyberdark cards. What I'm going to do now is read through every single card to make sure I'm not missing any locks or anything like that, and then I'll show you where exactly we're at with the combos. Okay, so the combo for Cyber Dragon Core was pretty intuitive to figure out because it's literally just like reading every card essentially. So we are going to start by normal summoning Cyber Dragon Core. Effect is going to add a Cyber Spell or Trap. We'll add Cyberdark Realm. We'll then activate the Cyberdark Realm, which on activation is going to grab a Cyberdark Chimera. We'll then use the other effect of Realm to normal summon the Chimera from the hand before linking the core into a Clockwork Knight. On summon, Clockwork Knight is going to send the Realm to the graveyard to add a copy of Clockwork Knight, and then we can activate the effect of Chimera, discarding the Clockwork Knight to grab Power Bond from the deck. We're going to link both of our monsters into the Clearfort Genius, and then that's going to trigger the effect of Chimera. When it's sent to grave, it dumps a Cyberdark monster, I believe, that has different names to what you have in graveyard. So we do dump the worm here, and then we proceed to activate the effect of Clockwork Knight, which is going to discard a card to search for a Earth Machine. Get the Regulus here, and then activate the Regulus as summon number 5, equipping the Clockwork Knight as well. Also, I think you have to pay attention with the zones as well because we do make use of the Clearfort Genius. But yeah, from here we can activate the effect of Worm in Graveyard. So it dumps a Cyber Dragon monster to special summon itself and add a Cyber Spell or Trap from grave back to hand. Then that's also going to trigger the Hurts because it's sent to grave. It can add a Cyber Dragon. And then from here, we're going to activate the Power Bond, banishing both the Hurts and the Core to summon out the Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. I figured this out. This is the reason we're playing 2. So obviously it's part of the combo. And then from here we can overlay these 2 into the Canine Ripper. And then Ripper effect detaching the Worm specifically because it's a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. That's going to get us to the Canine engine. So we add the Case for Canine, activate the Case for Canine, and its effect is going to grab us the Canine Jockle. And we can activate the Jockle in hand, revealing our Cyber Dragon. So these are going to special summon both to Genius's arrows, which will trigger the Genius, adding the, I think we add the Disableaster here. We could also add the Infinitrack card, I think. The Infinitrack card doesn't feel like it's needed. I don't know why it's in the deck. But yeah, of course, Jockle has an effect on field. We can activate that now to grab a non-aqua Canine card from the deck. Then we're going to overlay these 2 into the Kinkiri. We're going to activate the effect of the Kinkiri, detaching the Cyber Dragon to special summon out the Cyberdark Worm from graveyard. And then we can special summon out the Disableaster as well in this far right column. We can overlay these 2 for the Cyber Dragon Nova and activate the effect of Nova, detaching the Worm to special summon back the Cyber Dragon. We can then, of course, go into our Cyber Dragon Infinity. Infinity effect, we're going to suck up the Clearfort Genius so that we can link the Kinkiri and the Cyber Dragon into the IP Masquerena up here. So we do kind of get cooked by like a Mega Fleet, but yeah, nobody's playing a Mega Fleet unless it's a mirror match. From here, we can go Lantern effect, targeting the Jokel in Graveyard, special summoning both of those. And then Lantern effect is going to grab us the Quick Play spell. We can overlay these 2 for the Valon, and then set the quick play spell. And that is the combo that I've kind of figured out from just a Cyber Dragon core, which is a pretty insane board, by the way. Dude, like, look at this. This is absolutely wild. But yeah, let's get into the Cyber Dark combos and see if we can figure those out. Okay, now with the Cyber Dark combos, I have figured out how to get to the full end board, but the combo just gets cooked by Nibiru, so I can't figure out the line that plays through Nibiru, and I'll show you what I mean. So we activate Cyber Dark Realm. On activation, that's going to add the Chimera. We normal summon the Chimera and just immediately link into our Clockwork Knight here. That's going to be chain 1 Clockwork Knight, send Realm, and chain 2 Chimera is going to dump the Worm. So we grab Clockwork Knight to hand and we dump the Worm. We then activate the effect of Worm, sending Hertz to the graveyard to special summon itself and add back the Cyber Dark Realm. And Hertz will trigger here, adding a Cyber Dragon. We go effect of Clockwork Knight, tributing the Worm to summon back the Chimera. And then we go Chimera effect pitching the Clockwork Knight to add a Power Bond to the hand. So that's 4 summons. We can now go Clockwork Knight, discarding the Cyber Dark Realm, and we have 3 potential targets that we can add here. Regulus, Noroi, or Crab Crane. Honestly, I don't know why we would go for this at any point ever. So I feel like that's essentially ruled out. If we go for Regulus, so that we can summon Regulus as summon number 5, our board just kind of like sucks because Chimera's a level 4. So we have to like tribute summon Cyber Dragon and Power Bond for the Rampage, which gets us to the Canine Engine, but it's literally just Canine Engine plus Regulus at that point. If we add the Noroi, we can go into the full board, but let's say we use our normal summon on Noroi. Noroi summons, let's say, like Azuna from the deck. On summon, Azuna can dump the Lupus. If we get Nibiru'd here, we've used our normal summon, so we can't tribute summon the Cyber Dragon, and then Power Bond just gets us a Rampage. That doesn't really get us anywhere, I don't think. Oh wait, actually, because then Lupus would be live, wouldn't it? Oh, bro, I think we've just figured this out on the fly. Okay, let's imagine we get Nibiru here. Do we have materials engraved for Power Bond? We do. Okay, so if we go Power Bond, banishing the Worm and the Hertz, that can summon out the Rampage Dragon. Also, we have a Nibiru token here, of course. And then Lupus can just summon itself, right? Yeah, okay, there's no lock or anything on that, so we can just special summon the Lupus and then overlay into the Ripper. We still have the Cyber Dragon in hand. Oh, bro, I think I just figured out the combo line. You go full boards with the Noroi, and then if you get Nibiru, you can still play a little bit. So let's say we detach the Lupus on the Ripper to grab a case for Canine. Ignore the dog if you can hear it. A case for Canine, we'd add the Jockle. We can special summon the Jockle and the Cyber Dragon with Jockle's effect. Jockle would then add Lantern. Oh, bro, we figured it out. We figured it out. Let's go, dude. It's just gonna be difficult, like, in the middle of a game at locals. So let's say we overlay these for Valon, I guess? Or do we go Kankiri? Do we go Kankiri? Sure, let's go Kankiri. Kankiri effect can detach the Jockle. Wait, can we get to infinity this way? Let's try it like this. So if the Kankiri detaches the Cyber Dragon, and then special summons the Cyber Dragon, we link the Kankiri and the Nibiru token into IP Masquerena. That's legal, right? 2 non-link monsters. And then we go Lantern, target Noroi, and then Noroi can send a case for Canine to rip a card out of the hand. Lantern can set a quick play spell. We can overlay these 2 into the Valon. Cyber Dragon's kind of just chilling, bro. I mean, I guess it's material for the IP into SP, right? We go Valon here, and then that's it. Lupus is kind of like dead because there's no other rank 5s or anything we can go into, or like Typhon or anything. But yeah, I guess through Nibiru, this is still pretty good, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4 interruptions, 5 potentially interruptions plus a hand drip. Okay, dude, right. We figured it out. We have figured it out, baby. This is the IP. Okay, honestly, after figuring out the lines, it's starting to feel kind of more like a YouTube combo deck rather than an actual good deck, which is, you know, a little worrying, but let's whip up a side deck, take it to locals, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Alright, so this is the side deck that I threw together for locals, and speaking of, let's get into round 1, where we win the dice roll against Malice. I will warn you, there are going to be some hard throws, but that's just going to come naturally when you pick up a deck 4 hours ago. Either way, let's get into it. It's time to duel, baby.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Please go.
Alright, so kicking things off, our hand is absolutely cracked, but we're already going off-piste by starting with Jokel Reveal Noroi. We have core in hand, we have the one-card combo, but we're attempting to play around hand traps by setting up a Ripper, which I then go ahead and ruin by searching Lantern off of Jokel's effect, leading to us getting heavily punished by a Droland Lockbird. My knee-jerk reaction was, oh, if I can't search Lantern, then I'll get lost halfway through the combo, but we could have just searched Lantern with Ripper anyway. From there, I normal summon Cyber Dragon Core and link with the Noroi into IP, and then activate Lantern in hand, targeting the Noroi, and we get hit with a Ghost Bell as well. I guess we can at least set up an IP into SP with a set impermanence as well. Like, it's not the worst, but I could have played that so much better, man. Passing it over to Avan, he starts with a set back row, and then activates Malice in Underground. I do chain the IP here to link into the SP, because if he's able to get a Malice body on the board, and that set back row is a Malice trap, then basically all of our targeting effects can just be dodged. I don't know if this is correct, but we go into the SP, he banishes the White Rabbit, chainlink 1 White Rabbit to summon, chainlink 2 SP, target the back row, and it was a TB11. White Rabbit gets summoned back to the field, and on summon he's going to activate the effect to set another Malice trap from the deck. We are going to chain the SP here after thinking about it for a little while. Just removing the body when it's already used its effect and banishment is pretty good against Malice because you want to try and stop them from link climbing, and he sets a GWC06. From there he normal summons a March Hare and immediately links into the Lingaribo with his last card in hand being the backup Secretary. With an extra deck monster on the field, he's able to special summon the Secretary from his hand and then activates his effect on summon, and actually if we imperm this here, we win the game. Like, that's his last card in hand, he has no extension. I'm thinking to myself, if I imperm the Secretary, he just goes into the Splash Mage and then keeps playing from there, but Splash Mage is banned, bro. So as soon as he summons the Lizard Haggardos, I'm like, oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, shit. Well, we just lose now. So yeah, Haggardos banishes the Dormouse for cost. Dormouse gets summoned back to the field. Dormouse then banishes the Chessie Cat from the deck. Chessie Cat gets summoned back to the field. The Haggardos and the Dormouse gets linked into a Red Ransom, who on summon will search for a copy of Malice in the Mirror. That's then going to allow Chessie Cat to go plus 5 million by banishing the Malice in the Mirror from hand to draw 2 cards. Obviously, we can't really imperm anything here because GWC just dodges it completely, so we have to save the imperm for access code talker and hope he can't game us. With the Malice in the Mirror, he activates his effect because it was banished. He banishes the March Hare from the graveyard to search for a Malice monster. He does forget to activate the March Hare to add back to hand, which, you know, could save us. He links into the access code talker. Access code talker effect gain 3000 by targeting the Red Ransom. On resolution, we imperm so that it goes back down to 2300, and we have no cards left on the field for him to activate its effect. So in theory, because he forgot to add back the March Hare, he's not actually able to game us here, but he did draw a Bestial Magnamut off of the Chessie Cat earlier in the turn, and that seals the deal. We really shouldn't have lost this one, but hey, it's our first ever duel with the deck. We're just warming up, man. Our head is now in the game. Game 2, we're gonna bring it back. Alright, game 2, we're going first again, and I am so ready to combo like we've never comboed before. We draw our opening 5. It's a set 1, maybe even a set 2 pass turn. Better yet, the side cards aren't even doing anything. They are simply bluffs because we opened absolutely unplayable, man. We have one possible line featuring our Azuna in hand, but against a normal summon Dormouse, I don't think it's going to do anything. Dormouse banishes the White Rabbit, of course, and she's going to summon herself back, and on summon she sets a copy of TB11 from the deck. Linking into Lingaribo for a trap negate, he then summons the backup Agnister from hand. Dude just has it all, man. Just full Malice engine, despite everything being like limited and semi-limited. On the effect, I believe he adds a March Hare and then discards a Fuwalos. From there, he proceeds to link summon a Lizard Haggardos using the Dormouse and the backup Agnister, and here we're going to think. I am going to activate the effect of Azuna in hand to special summon, and then her effect on field to dump Lupus, but we get hit with an Ash Blossom as well. Unfortunately, that is going to be Curtains. The plan was to get to a Ripper, and then one of our sets is the K9 Quick Play spell to pop one of the Link 2s, and then summon the X-Werewolf guy, but Yeah, probably wasn't going to be enough, especially when Avan has Terraforming in hand as well. He links into Red Ransom, adding Malice in the mirror, and then activates his March Hare, banishing the White Rabbit to special summon itself, links those two into the access code talker, gains 3000 of course by targeting the Red Ransom, and now he's going to attempt to pop both of our back row. The first pop gets our Cybernetic Overflow that I sided in for going first, and then the second pop gets rid of the K9 Quick Play spell that we just can't use. Red Ransom is going to summon herself back, and then we just call it quits from there. There's no point waiting for the inevitable. But yeah, you can see our opening hand was Power Bond, Overflow, K9 Quick Play spell, Izuna, and Regulus. Like, literally, man, too many bricks in this deck, bro. Round 2, we played against Dragon Ruler, Dragon Maid, and our combo was stopped by a singular Ashe, but Clockwork Knight put in the work, changing all the dragons to machines, so preventing like link summons and things like that. This led to them passing to a singular Imperm, and then it was just that weird kind of game state until we were eventually able to combo. We comboed so hard that the tripod ended up breaking, but yeah, we did win this round. Round 3, we lost the dice roll to Mitsurugi Tistina, and they were able to just build up this big board that we couldn't break through because we had a couple of bricks in hand. Game 2, we were finally able to build up our entire board. However, Dark Ruler is unfortunately a thing, and Murakumo just clears the entire field. The tripod once again died, so the fourth and final round was unrecorded. However, we played against Jurak Fire Kings, made our full board, and once again we got Dark Rulered, and then everything was cleared by a Jurak Meteor. So a 1-3 record overall, definitely the worst I've done at locals in a very long time. We came like third from last, but hey, maybe that means we pull something good from our prize packs. Alright, well, it's time to see if our theory holds up. If you do bad at locals, you're more likely to pull good cards, because every time you come first or second or third at locals, you pull dog shit. Alright, so we have one pack of Dude and one OTS 28 pack. Yummy Marshmallow would be incredible here. We have Sulfur Primois, Radiant Typhoon Vision, Serene Psychic Sorceress, Dark Contract with a Zero King. We have Goki, the Tyrant Ogre. Okay, a dud in the Dude pack there. But can we pull an ultimate rare? Can we redeem ourselves? We have here an Ignister, Island, trying not to reveal the... I don't think it's an ulti. We have Zaborg, the Mega Monarch, and finally, we have Sylvie of the White Forest, super rare. So even the prize packs sucked, man. How unfortunate. Okay, so in conclusion, how are we grading K9 Cyber Dragons? First up, is it intuitive? I'd say the combo lines were pretty linear and I guess easy enough to figure out just by reading the cards and kind of selecting your options. So for how intuitive it is, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Is it practical? I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10 here. The deck has way too many bricks, not enough room for non-engine, really bad weaknesses like Droll and Lockbird, Dark Ruler no more. If you can't make your YouTube combo board, you pretty much lose. So overall, I think 4 is like a kind of fair number. And then finally, is it based? If you asked me this at the start of the challenge, I would have gave this deck like at least an 8 out of 10 minimum. But after realizing it really doesn't feel like you're playing Cyber Dragons at all, and it's more kind of like a YouTube combo slop deck, I'm gonna have to give it a 6. My love for Cyber Dragons still doing the heavy lifting there, of course. So overall, 17 points puts the deck at slightly above average. It's gonna be interesting to see how the tier list kind of shapes up. Moving forward, I don't think 4 hours is enough time to get a good representation of the deck, so for the next episode, I'll definitely give myself more time to figure things out and get used to whatever deck we're going to be playing. And if there's any other improvements you'd like to see to the series, then feel free to let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, with all that being said, thanks for watching. I'm really excited to be experiencing a lot more of our game now, being able to play all these different decks. Who knows what we're going to be playing in the next one, but until then, have a good one.